Let's have another thought to share with you today. And today's scripture, like I told you sometime, I'll just go ahead and share a scripture with you, and I'll go ahead and relay a thought from that scripture with some kind of supporting evidence or supporting documents that you can consider and research for yourself. Today's scripture comes out of Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand against again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. See, he has a remnant of people that he's going to set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. Who are his people? Yashua, Israel, Judah, the one that's going to be one people, the one that's a bloodline, the one that comes from the lineage of King David, the ones that he sets apart and cleanses from sin, from iniquity, because he shall do the work. We have to be willing, though. Work out our own soul salvation with fear and trembling. Which shall be left? Now, who are these people? See, get out of the concept of religion. Get out of the concept of man-made ways and traditions of who they say these people are. Now, we know that King David shall be the king over them forever, which means his bloodline. And then there was a promise by to Abraham before him. Now, who are these people? And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from so we got a remnant of people in Assyria. You got a remnant of people from Egypt. You got a remnant of people from Patros. You got a remnant of people from Cush. You got a remnant of people from Elam. You got a remnant of people from Shinar. And you got a remnant of people from Hamath. And from the islands of the sea. You know they say this is Turtle Island. I'm just throwing that in there. All right, let's see some. I didn't do no thorough research, but I just grabbed some stuff, information from Wikipedia, just to put, you can go do more thorough research on your own. I'm just giving you a thought to pique your interest. Syria, also called the Assyrian Empire, was a Mesopotamian kingdom. That's basically where Abraham was. I guess before he came to Canaan. An empire of the ancient Near East and the Levant. It existed as a state from perhaps as early as 25th century BC until its collapse between 612 BC and 609 BC, spanning the period of early and middle Bronze Age through the late Iron Age. From the end of the 7th century BC to the mid 7th century AD, it survived a geopolitical entity for the most part ruled by foreign powers such as Parthian and earlier. There's nothing new under the sun. Foreign powers, okay. Egypt. A country spanning the northeast corner of Africa and southwest corner of Asia by a land bridge from the Sinai Peninsula. Egypt is a Mediterranean country bordered by Gaza Strip and Israel to the northeast, the Gulf of Aqaba and the Red Sea to the east, Sudan to the south, and Libya to the west. According to the Gulf Aqaba lies Jordan, across the Red Sea lies Saudi Arabia, across the Mediterranean lie Greece, Turkey, and Cyprus, although none share a land border with Egypt. Egypt has one of the longest histories of any country, tracing its heritage back to the 6th and 4th millennia BCE. Considered a cradle of civilization, ancient Egypt saw some of the earliest developments of writing, agriculture, urbanization, organized religion, and central government. And then, of course, we have here in the Americas land masses that are also known, Egypt. A lot of similarities, if not the same. Patros, Hebrew, Patros, Greek, Patros, Koine, Greek, refers to Upper Egypt, primarily the Bade. It is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible in Jeremiah 44:1 and 15, Isaiah 11:11, and Ezekiel 2:29, 14, 30, 14. It is the homeland of the patriotism. The name is a loan from Egyptian, the southern land. Southern California. Now I'm just saying. Alright, let's see. Cush. Cush was, according to the Bible, the eldest son of Ham. So you mean to tell me the great Elo Yahuwah has people in Cush, Hamites? I thought we weren't supposed to get along with those people. He was the brother of Canaan, Mizraim, and Put, and the father of the biblical Nimrod mentioned in the Table of Nations, in Genesis 10 and 6, and Chronicles, 1 Chronicles 1 and 8. Cush is traditionally considered the eponymous ancestor of the people of the land of Cush, an ancient territory that is believed to have been located on either side or both sides of the Red Sea. As such, Cush is alternately identified in Scripture with the kingdom of Cush or ancient Ethiopia, the Cushite. The Cushic language are named after Cush. Elam, in Hebrew Bible, is said to be one of the sons of Shem, the son of Noah. It is also used as an Akkadian for ancient country of Elam. It is what is now southern Iran, whose people the Hebrews believed to be the offspring of Elam, son of Shem. This implies that Elamites were considered Shemites by the Hebrews. Their language was not one of the Semitic languages, but is considered a linguistic isolate. Elam, the nation, is also mentioned in Genesis 14, describing the ancient war in the time of Abraham involving the Chalderomean, forgive me if I messed that name up, Ched or Lamur, the king of Elam at that time. The prophecies of the book of Isaiah 11:11, 21:2, 22 and 6, and the book of Jeremiah 25:25 also mentions Elam. The last part of Jeremiah 49 is an apocryptic oracle against Elam, which states that Elam will be scattered to the four winds of the earth, but it will be in the end days that it will return their captivity. A prophecy self-dated to the first year of Zedekiah. Alright, let's see. Shinar, cast out a breach. What is young? Tut, town, city of wit. From root, which expresses intense negative emotion and expression of violence. The root, to grow, shape, or be young. Shinar is the region of southern Mesopotamia where Nimrod kingdom commenced. It is also the location of the Tower of Babel. Scholars generally assume that Shinar is the Hebrew interpretation of what is commonly referred to as Sumer. And Sumer is what they call where the people, the Samaritans, come from, if I'm correct according to my understanding. I just did a little thing on Sumer yesterday when they called the Hamashiach. They said, "Are you not a Samaritan, and do you not have a demon or a devil?" And he didn't deny being a Samaritan. He said, I have not a devil, but you dishonor my Father, and me and my Father." See, all these people are the same people. By the time the invasion of Canaan, Shinar was a hot spot for culture and wealth. Hamath, fortress, the capital of one of the kingdoms of Upper Syria of the same name, on the Orontes in the valley of Lebanon, at the northern boundary of Palestine, at the foot of Hermon. towards Damascus. It is called Hamath the Great. Amos 6:2 and Hamath Zobah. 2 Chronicles 8:3. Hamath had the Armenian population, but Hittite monuments discovered there show that it must have been at one time occupied by the Hittites. It was amongst the conquests of the Pharaoh Thotmes III. Its king Tu and Toi made alliances with David. 2 Samuel 8:10. And in BC 740, Azariah formed a league against Assyria. It was, however, conquered by the Assyrians, and in the 19th district placed under Assyrian governors in BC 720, it revolted under a certain Yahubihandi, whose name compounded with that of the Elo of Israel, Yahu. Perhaps shows that he was a Jewish origin, but the revolt was suppressed, and the people of Hamath was transported to Samaria. 2 Kings 17:24 to 2 Kings 17-30, where they continued to worship their Elo, or their god, Ashima. Hamu is beautifully situated on the Orientis, 32 miles north of Emesa, 36 south ruin of Asama. The kingdom of Hamakum comprehended the great plain line on both banks of the Orontes from Fountain near Riblah of Ashamia on the north, and from Lebanon on the west to the desert of the east. The entrance of Hamath, Numbers 34:8, which was north boundary of the Palestine, led by the west between the north and Lebanon and the Syria mountains. Now let's return to the beginning. Isaiah 11:11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam, from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Consider Turtle Island. Alright, I put it in the Consider Turtle Island, but that's what this place is actually called. So, and that qualifies as islands of the sea. So, shalom, until next time.